Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. This is the $10,000 house build challenge. Basically, I mean, it's explained in the title. We have $10,000 to build a house, not including the value of the lot. So the lot value here was $1,500. On top of that, we have $10,000 to build a completely functional house. Obviously, we can make it as big as we want, as small as we want. I thought, I love doing tiny house builds, so let's do a relatively tiny one. It's not too big, not much bigger than a 4x4. We did add on a little diagonal section at the back, just to give it a bit more oomph and a bit more flavor. Anyway, so I was challenged to do this by Urban Sims. She just challenged me to it, and I was like, you know what? I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I got the experience of tiny house builds. Not so much with budgets. I don't do a lot of budget builds. I've done some starter homes in the past, which I believe the minimum of that is like 16,500 maybe. So it's a little bit more. Naturally, the exterior of this house kind of suffered a little bit. I think it's okay, but if I had more than $10,000, we probably could have done a little bit more. I am pretty happy with the interior though. We have pretty much everything we need. We have the kitchen, we have a little lounge area with a TV, we've got the bedroom, full double bed and a bathroom. But obviously you'll see all that evolve as we go through it. Now, because this is a smaller build, we actually are playing this back at a little bit more of a watchable pace. Because normally house build videos, I do it at least 6 times speed. This one's only 2 times speed. Because any faster than that, and if the video was like 2 minutes long, I was like, well, that's kind of pointless. Might as well make it watchable. And I don't know, I felt I was gonna do a real-time commentary on this, but I feel like that would have hampered my my abilities. Because I mentioned in a previous video, it's like whenever I do a live commentary while building, things either take longer or just don't end up as good as they could have. So I was like, I'll just build this while listening to a podcast, and we'll see where we get to. Just trying to choose a roof. Now, I was really being budget conscious. There is, like, the roof that we already had is free, and it has a bunch of recolors. So I was like, all right, well, we can just change the color of that, get a nice free flooring, no problems at all. Like, literally everything I was choosing, I was like, oh man. Because at first I was kind of just putting down whatever, being like, yeah, let's make it look sweet. And you'll also notice it when I get to the kitchen area that I was like, I didn't realize. I was like, blop, blop, blop. Let's put some stuff down. I did, you might have noticed at the beginning, I started off with like $7 million. Then I quickly realized I should probably change the amount of money I have to exactly 10,000 so I don't go over. And that's what I did. That's why we're down to like 6,500 now. That's basically the budget we have left to furnish, get all the windows in, walling and flooring and all that. So it's quite interesting. I do suggest you guys to try out this challenge, see how you go, see how much you can get in. Because I definitely could have made the house bigger. You probably could quite easily get like a second bedroom. You could probably do quite a lot with the 10,000, but I was trying to make a small home that was fairly classy. Like, I tried to use some nice items. Like, I used this beautiful, I love this flooring so much. The diagonal wood flooring that came with The Sims 4 Vampires. Oh, I love it so much. So I was like, I used it. It's nice and shiny. It looks really like, I don't know, it looks quite expensive. So I put it, I mean, it wasn't cheap by any means. So I put it in. We have this kind of weird, I kind of like the floor plan in this place. So at the front is obviously the kitchen and living room area where you come in the front door, and then around the back is like the bedroom, which is like diagonal 3x3, which kind of works out to be roughly the same size as a 4x4. So we have like essentially a 4x4 bedroom, but then we have that sort of weird bathroom, which I couldn't fit a sink in the bathroom, but we have a sink in the kitchen. So I was like, that's fine. That'll work. I mean, it's not ideal, but it works. Yeah, so here's where I started doing the kitchen, and then I quickly realized I was spending a lot of money on appliances. I went down to like $1,400 and I don't have anything else. And I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, probably should change that. Also had to use some cheaper lights. I normally use some nice expensive ones, but we just don't have the money. So it was really gotta be really, really budget conscious in this. I gotta be honest. I'm so used to just like building whatever, using whatever item I want. So whenever I come to like doing a budget build, it's always much more of a challenge. And I also get a lot of requests, especially lately, because I know obviously we've had a lot of new people come by the channel that have been watching the builds, and I've had a lot of requests to do a base game only build. So a build that doesn't use any expansions or stuff packs or game packs. So I might do that. If you guys let me know in the comments down below if you want to see some more base game builds as well. We could do like a base game budget build, so it would be the most bland thing you'd ever see. But I'll try and make it look okay. Or just do just a general base game build. I don't know. Like let me know, because obviously at the beginning when The Sims 4 came out, all my builds were base game. But ever since, I've used whatever pack came out. So yeah, but I think that will also be quite a good challenge. It seems like a weird challenge. Just use the base game, but it is such a, like, once you get used to using all the additional items, going back to just base game is always a bit of a challenge. I remember doing that in like Sims 3 or even Sims 2. Actually, try the base game challenge in The Sims 1. You will realize there are no items in The Sims 1. The base game, there's nothing. Even with the complete collection of The Sims 1, there's not that many items, which is really, I don't know. It's quite a shock actually. I remember when because I've also had a lot of people rewatching my Sims 1 series for whatever reason, so I might have to do some more of that. But yeah, I really, like, when I revisited it originally, I was just like, oh my god, there's no items in this game. And back in the day, it felt like there was so many. Obviously, I have the sim here on the lot to make sure everything works. So we kind of shoved the shower into that weird corner. So I was just making sure all the stuff works, and the door by the fridge as well, making sure that works. And it all does, which is really, really good. So everything in this build does work and function properly. So there's no problems there. So you don't have to worry about things not working and it just being for looks. It all functions just fine. So I was getting to the point here where we're kind of really starting to struggle for money, because I don't want it to be super bland. I was trying to make sure we had some colors in here as well and make it look a little bit nicer too. So here's where I was like, oh yeah, I don't really have a sink, do I? Because we only have one counter in the kitchen that a sink could go on. So I was like, all right, well, we have to get another sink, another counter, so we can get a sink in and have chopping up space. Otherwise, we would run out of room. Now, obviously, there's no dining table in here. There is room. You definitely could put a dining table in, but we literally just did not have the budget for that. So there's no dining table, but that's fine, because Sims can just sit on the sofa and eat, or they can go sit on the bed or whatever. They're fine. You don't require a dining table. We also don't have a computer, but again, that's not 100% required. You can go to the library or something if you really need to. And a lot of the stuff you can just do on your phone anyway. But everything essential for living is in the house, at least. So we've got a bed, got the shower, got the toilet, got the kitchen. I think we're good. We've got a bin as well. Long-time viewers of mine will know that I always forget bins. I did not forget a bin this time around, though. Having said that, we have an interior bin, but I did run out of money to get a bin outside. So we don't actually have an exterior bin. So your Sims will have to empty the bin inside into like a world bin, which they're around the place. I mean, it's not ideal. I mean, well, to be fair, it's the $10,000 build challenge, but when you move in, you will have more than $10,000, so you'll be able to afford it. So, I mean, this was just a challenge to see what we could do with $10,000, and I think we did okay. So I was just trying to get some colors in the bedroom. As you can see, we've got that nice red bed. We've got those little colorful pastel pictures on the wall. Thought I'd get a rug in here as well, just to add a bit more oomph to it. Didn't want to go too over the top with the rug, so we chose a fairly subtle color. Just to add a bit of texture. I mean, there's a lot of texture in that room, I'll be honest. Like, they got the bedspread and the rug. But you can't say it's not interesting, because it totally is. And of course, we got a little mirror, because we didn't actually have a mirror anywhere, so I thought that was a good spot to put one. And I thought I'd just get a bit more color on the walls, just get that red to match the sofa. I don't know, it's fairly bold. It's a fairly bold color to go with, like bright red. But I kind of liked it. I thought it went nicely with the floorboards and that. So I was like, you know what? I like it, and I'm going to do it. So right now we have 67 simoleons left. We're pretty close to the budget. There's not really, as you can see, I was like, oh no, I can't afford a bin that goes outside. So I was like, ooh, all right, well, we're not going to have a bin outside, but that's fine. We got a post box. That's pretty good. I just thought I'd move over the lot, or the house, so it looked more centered. I don't know. It doesn't make any difference, but I thought I'd put it there. Could afford one tree. We have 2 simoleons left. I kind of wish that I had spent every single simoleon, because we ended up with 2 left. So the place costs 9,998 simoleons, not including the land value, obviously, which is another 1,500 on top of it. I should have just found something that could have got us to the 10th. I regret that now. Anyway, here's the screenshots. You can, of course, download this from the Sims 4 gallery by clicking the link down below. That will take you to the gallery, or you can just search for it with hashtag the Sim Supply, or just search for my origin ID, which is the Sim Supply. It's the same as my username here on YouTube, just without the spaces in the name, all one word, the Sim Supply, and you can find it there. So there's a little living and kitchen area, which I quite like. I mean, it's simple, but that's all we could afford, and I think we did okay. Like, I was trying to make somewhere that felt fairly classy. I did my best. I did what was possible, I think I'll say. But I think I'm quite happy with it. It's a tiny build. It's functional. Actually, I did forget a light in the bathroom. That's something that I realized when I was taking the screenshots. I was like, oh yeah, did not put a light in the bathroom. But I did my best. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this $10,000 build challenge. I do urge you guys to try it out as well. It is a bit of fun. It's very interesting, actually, because you really have to be super conscious of how much money you have left, which I kind of let it run away with me at the end. But I did my best. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.